Hello friends, my name is Bree and welcome to that Iowa homestead. It's a very chilly November day outside. Just a couple of days ago, it was 80 degrees and today it's only 25. We had no transition period this year. We went from summer to winter in just a couple of days. So I thought I'd bring you guys inside to have a seat at my table while we go through my seed collection. So I got my cup of coffee. If you want, pause this video, go grab yourself a snack, a cup of coffee, some tea, some water, whatever you want, and come have a seat at my table. So my mission objective today is kind of to create a little bit of an inventory list for myself. It is mid-November, so the seed catalogs should be shipping out here very soon. And what I want to do is I want to make a list of things that I absolutely need to get this year. Things that I'm out of, things that I'm running low on, things that maybe I tried this year that didn't work out so well, so I want to try a different variety, etc. So I am going to just go through all of my seeds, look at each one individually and decide, did I like it? Did I not like it? Would I grow it again? Do I want to try something else? And just make myself a list. This first little collection of seeds is kind of like my summertime staples. These are the things that I will grow no matter what. Not specific varieties, just the general plants. And the first one that I have on here is cherry tomatoes. And a couple of videos back, you'll remember that I did say I may only end up growing one variety of cherry tomato plants this year, and maybe even only one plant in that variety, because I feel like I always plant too many cherry tomato plants. But let's just look at what I got here. So first thing that we have here is the Chadwick cherry. I did not grow this one in 2022. I feel like it produced very well, but the cherry tomatoes were a lot larger than I expected them to be. They were really almost like a small egg size. And that's just not what I was looking for in a cherry tomato. I want the smaller tomatoes to be growing on these plants. So this one I am not going to be growing again. And then this one I had pink bumblebee. These ones produced okay, and they were about the size that I'm thinking of when I want a cherry tomato plant, but I don't think that I'm going to be growing this one again in 2023. Then I have the black strawberry cherry tomato plant. Now this was a beautiful cherry tomato plant. I loved looking at these, but the plant overall just looked sickly. Even when everything else was looking healthy and happy around it, it just looked overall sickly. So I think I'm going to have to pass on this one as well. And then the last but not least is the Hartman's Yellow Gooseberry cherry tomato plant. This one produced very well, and while the tomatoes were a little bit bigger than I want them to be, they weren't like a huge size. So there's pluses there. So this one I may end up growing again in 2023, but if I could find like a regular red cherry tomato, I think that's what my husband would prefer. And to be honest, I grow cherry tomatoes solely for my husband. He's the only one that eats them. So I may or may not plant this one. We'll have to see. And that is it for the varieties of cherry tomatoes that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write cherry tomato on my list with a question mark next to it. If I see something that catches my eye, I might order it, but it's not really what I would consider a need because we don't go through that many. Next, we have the tomato category. First one we have is the Black Krim tomato plant. I actually did not grow any of these this year. I have the seed packet. I have not grown them. So I may try them out in 2023. We'll see about that. Next one I have is the Cherokee Purple. Again, I did not grow any of these this year, but I know these are super popular. So, yeah. Then I have the Dad's Sunset Yellow tomato variety. I started these from seed, but they did not end up making it into my garden. Kellogg's Breakfast, I've heard great things about these ones, but when I started my tomato plants, I ended up starting this one and saving this one for later. So these may make it into the 2023 garden. We'll have to see. All right, the next tomato varieties that I have in here are the Woods Famous Brimmer tomato plants. Now, I grew these in 2021, actually, and while they produced really perfect round tomatoes, they didn't produce a ton of tomatoes. It was like I had, I think, 11 tomato plants out there, and I never had enough at one time to really do a ton with. So these ones, I think I'm going to pass on these ones. And then these ones are the ones that I grew last year, the Tappy's Heritage variety. And these did really well. They produced great, perfect round tomatoes, and they were pretty prolific. I had tomatoes consistently throughout the whole summer. I have no complaints about this variety. I will be growing this one again, for sure. This is the Big Rainbow variety. Again, this is one of those ones I have the seed packet. I have not tried them yet. They are on my list though because they are beautiful. All right. Then I have Blue Beauty. Again, this is one of those ones that I started, but they did not make it to my garden. So these may end up in the 2023 garden as well. These ones, True Black Brandywine, super pretty. I really liked these. I had, I think, 3 of these plants in my garden this last year, and they weren't like super duper prolific, but that's okay. I'm not mad at that. The ones that I want to be prolific are the regular red varieties. These ones, I really enjoyed having these in my garden. I will be growing these ones again for sure. So, with that being said, I think I will probably order another one of these packets here. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty set as far as all the other tomato varieties that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down quick and we'll move on. All right, now we're on to my favorite thing to grow in the garden, peppers. And I know there are some things that I'm going to need to order in here. First up, we have Anaheim's. Now, let's take a look in here. I'm pretty sure that I do not need to order anymore. No, I have plenty of seeds in here, so I do not need to order any of these. Cayenne. Let's have a look at this one. We're running low on cayenne, so I'm going to go ahead and write cayenne pepper down. I like to have a lot of those. I like to grind up my own cayenne pepper powder. Okay, Tabasco plants. I had a few of these in my 2021 garden, and they are super prolific. So I may grow these again. They may make the list. Okay, so I don't have any jalapeno seed packets in here, so that is 100% going on my list because you know how much I like to make cowboy candy. Okay, so jalapeno. I feel like I'm missing a pepper. I might look to see if I can get any habaneros. Is that it? I feel like I'm missing a hot pepper. I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. Now we're on to our sweet peppers. So here are orange bell peppers. And just by the feel of this, I know that I have plenty of orange peppers. And I have the Golden California Wonder pepper. So this seed packet is empty. So I know that I need another yellow bell pepper. I was super excited to try these last year. These are the King of the North bell pepper, and these are supposedly good for growing like into the fall weather. If you know peppers at all, they really like warm temperatures, and once those temperatures start to dip, they really stop producing, and these were supposed to be prolific into the fall. I was super excited to try these, but as you may or may not know, if you watched any of my previous videos, my pepper crop was decimated this year, basically right after I transplanted everything. So I got no peppers out of my garden in 2022. It was really sad for me because these are my favorite things to grow. So I feel like this seed packet is feeling a little light. So if I can find more of these, I will be ordering more of these because I was super excited to try these. How many times can I say that I'm excited about it? Let's count, shall we? All right, let's write that one down. All right, this is the Bullnose Bell. I grew this in 2021, and I have no complaints about this one at all. I think it did great, tasted great. So I will definitely be growing this one again alongside of this one as I test this one out in 2023. But the packet is looking a little light, or feeling a little light, so I will be writing that one down to order another seed packet. All right. And then what kind of pepper garden would I have if I didn't have banana peppers? So this seed packet feels like I have enough to get me through 2023 for sure. So I don't think I'll be needing to order any more of these. And then you know I gotta have some oddball stuff. I have lilac bell peppers and purple bell peppers. I love growing these. I think that they are so beautiful. It's just, I love walking into the garden and seeing something beautiful and unique. I have to have it. So these seed packets both have quite a bit still in there, so I will not need to order any more of these. Super excited to put these in my 2023 garden for sure. And then last, we have orange bell peppers. So again, these feel like I don't really need to order anymore. I'm going to actually take a peek in there real quick, but I'm pretty sure that I'm good for 2023. Oh yeah. Yep, plenty for 2023. So this is an orange bell pepper. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I don't want to butcher it, so I'll just make sure I put the spelling somewhere. But that is it for my sweet peppers. So I have my needs written down for those. But, you know, like I said, peppers are my favorite thing to grow. So if I see a couple extra things that I want, they may make it to the 2023 garden. We'll see. Now we're on to the beans. Old homestead beans. Now I grew these in 2021, and I wasn't a huge fan of these, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to be growing these again. Not because they had bad flavor or anything. It's just the way that they grew. It was kind of hard to tell when they were ready. Like, you know, when beans get to be overripe, they look kind of bumpy. And that's how they looked the entire time on the vine, was that they were overripe, even when they were just little itty bitty things. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. So I think I'm going to pass on these. Then we got to have the oddball stuff, you know. So I have Thai soldier long beans and dragon tongue bush beans. No complaints about either of these. I think they are beautiful to look at. I will be growing these again. And then I just have your basic contender bush beans. No complaints about these at all. I will be growing these again, but it does feel like I'm running a little low on these, so I will probably order another packet or two of these ones. All right, the last thing in my summer staples category is cucumbers. So if you remember, a while back I did a video of saving cucumber seeds. These are Chicago pickling cucumber seeds that I saved myself. I intend to do a comparison video with packets of seeds that I bought versus the ones that I saved myself. I kind of want to compare the germination rate of both and see if it's similar or if this has less germination or this has less germination. I'm super curious about that. So look for that video in the future. Oh, and I should mention Chicago pickling cucumber, by far my favorite cucumber to grow. And then the other variety I have in here is the Parisian pickling cucumber. I don't have any complaints about this one as far as flavor goes, but I planted these along with my Chicago pickling cucumbers last year, and I do have to say the Chicago pickling cucumbers way outperformed. Not only for their prolificness, but also the consistency of their shape and size. So these ones, a lot of the time, would end up with one side that was bulbous looking and one side that was super skinny. Not a huge fan of that. And then also, not even just in the fruit, but the two plants side by side, when it started to get hot out, this plant really struggled. It got really, really wilty, and the Chicago pickling cucumber right next to it looked just fine. So this one, not so sure this is going to make it into the 2023 garden. All right, on to the next category. So first up, we have lettuce, and something terrible happened in here. And so I'm just gonna preface by saying that more than likely I will be ordering all new lettuces because if you look in my container here, there are lettuce seeds all over and they are falling out onto my table. So I'm not sure which is leaking. I'm not sure if it's more than one that's leaking. Either way, I feel like better safe than sorry, and I don't want to think that I'm growing a romaine lettuce when I'm actually growing a Gustav salad lettuce. So I'm probably going to be ordering all new lettuce seeds just to be safe. But I will go ahead and tell you what I have in here. So first and foremost, my two favorite lettuces are romaine lettuce and butter crunch lettuce. I actually got butter crunch lettuce as a free seed packet with my order in 2021, and it has since become my absolute favorite lettuce. I love it. The flavor is phenomenal. This will forever have a place in my garden. Romaine lettuce, that's a staple for me. Love romaine lettuce. This one, I had meant to give this a try to see how I felt about it. However, my chickens had other ideas. Those darn chickens. I planted these. They all germinated. It was going great. And then my chickens found a weak spot in my container fortress, and they got in there and they munched on all of them. So I never actually got to try these. But I will be trying them again in the 2023 garden because I do want to know how they taste. And this one I have not planted yet. I also got this one as a free seed variety this past year. And this one, I'm excited to try it. I'm ready to give this a shot. I've heard good things about this one. So this will have a home in my 2023 garden as well. And since this one, I know, never got opened, this one can just go right back in the container. But let's go ahead and write down, we need romaine, we need the Gustav salad lettuce, and we need butter crunch lettuce. All right, we are going to set these aside since they are making a mess. And I'm going to set this aside too because it needs cleaned out. All right, next on our list is carrots. I gave this one a shot this last year. No complaints at all. I think it did great. This one I grew in 2021 and 2022, and I feel like the performance was absolutely phenomenal. I love both of these varieties. I think they did wonderfully, and I still have plenty of seeds. I do not think I will be needing to order any regular carrot seeds this year. And I have several oddball varieties. So carrots are not on my list of things to order this year. But I got this free seed packet variety that I have not tried yet. I'm very curious about it though. It looks very interesting. And then these two, both of these I planted in my 2022 garden, but my chickens also got into my carrots. So carrots and lettuce, very popular with my chickens. But I will be trying these again in 2023. On to the broccoli. All right, so first off, we have the Calbreeze green sprouting broccoli. I grew these in 2021, and I don't, if I remember correctly, I don't feel like they did bad. I think they were just fine. No complaints about this at all. And then this one I grew this last year, 2022, Waltham 29. They did very well in my garden, despite being attacked by caterpillars. No complaints about either of these varieties. Then this one, the early purple sprouting broccoli, sorry. I was very excited to grow these. You know I like to grow things that are unique and beautiful, and I just feel like these were very underwhelming for me. I never got any heads on this broccoli. I don't know if I did something wrong. If anybody has grown these before and has had good luck with them, please leave it in the comments down below. I'm very curious to see what your experience is and what you did differently from me. Maybe there's some learning to be done there. But either way, I don't think I will need to be buying broccoli this year. Then we have my herbs. First up, I have thyme. Then I have Giant of Italy parsley. I have some cilantro. Oh, look at that. I have more thyme. And then I have more cilantro. These are slow bolt varieties. They are supposed to tolerate heat better than some other varieties. I have not tried these yet, either one of them, or this variety of parsley. I already have parsley and thyme both out in my garden, but I have not tried growing them from seed yet. I'm very curious to see how that goes. I don't think I'm going to need to order anything from this category either. I have a lot. This is radishes. Now, I will just preface this by saying I have zero complaints about any of the varieties in here. I think they all did splendidly when I grew them. We'll be growing these again. So first, I have the French breakfast variety. Then I have Pink Beauty. And lastly, I have the Saxatu variety. Again, no complaints about any one of these. I know the French breakfast is a very popular variety for good reason. I would grow each of these again, and I probably will grow each of these again. And I do not see any reason to buy any more of these. So, and then the last thing in here, not a vegetable at all. There's only one thing in here. Actually, no, there's two. I lied. So first thing in here are these super beautiful sunflowers that I found last year. And I don't grow a ton of flowers because, you know, chickens, but I saw these and I just needed to buy them. I have not grown them yet, but they were just too beautiful to pass up. So there's that. And then my daughter saw these and decided that I needed them, and who am I to tell her no? So we will be growing some forget-me-nots for her this year. And then I'm out of these containers now, so we are down to this. And this is just kind of the oddballs that don't really have a home. I guess they're not really oddballs. I just don't have containers for them. So first thing we have in here is celery. Now, I have tried to grow this from seed a couple of times now, and I have failed miserably both times. So I'm going to try them again, but I'm not super hopeful. If anybody has any tips or tricks to growing celery from seed, list it in the comments down below, because I really want to make this work. I do love celery. And then I have 2 different varieties of onions here. I have the Stuttgarter and the yellow sweet Spanish onions. Both of these I will be trying this spring. I have not grown onion from seed really. I've tried, but again, like the celery, not very much luck. So I'm going to be trying these again this spring. If anybody has any tips or tricks for growing onion from seed, again, leave it down in the comments. This right here is Brussels sprouts. These are Long Island improved Brussels sprouts. I bought these because I know my husband really likes Brussels sprouts, but I have not found a home for them in my garden yet. I do not know where I'm going to be putting these yet, but I do want to give them a try. I do want to grow them for Jesse. I think that he would really enjoy that. So I'm going to try to work this into my garden plan this year. And then I bought these. I bought this variety of corn because I was kind of thinking maybe I would try to grow some corn, but I just feel like the amount of space that it takes up may not really be worth it for me in my garden. We'll have to see. I have the seeds here. My mind could change in the next year or two. Who knows? Maybe I'll expand. We'll just have to see what happens. But as of right now, no plans to grow these in 2023. And then last but not least, this was a free seed packet as well. It doesn't have the red band indicating that it was a free seed packet, but I know that it was. I did not order these. I had no idea how to pronounce that, so I will make sure to put that on the screen for you. But I'm curious. I may throw this in my 5-gallon container area over here just to see how it performs, what it tastes like, etc., etc. Yeah. But that is it for my meager little seed collection. So I have a pretty decent list of needs for this year that I can go off of. Again, like I said, that the seed catalogs should start rolling in here sometime soon. So I have a base list to go off of. These are the things that I absolutely need. These are the things I need to pick out first. And then any wants I can add to the list after that. All right, friends, I think that's all I have for you today. Now, those seed catalogs are going to be rolling out here real soon, and I cannot wait to get my hands on them. But that means you need to leave your suggestions down in the comment box real soon so I can get an accurate list going. Maybe you saw something in my seed collection that I need to give a second chance to. Maybe you think my seed collection is missing something. Drop that in the comments down below. I would love to hear about your experiences and the things that you love to grow in your garden. Thank you for coming with me today. I'll see you soon.